Okay, I'm going to start the session. Thank you everyone for joining the session. Today we're going to cover the what's new in this third quarter of 2021. Okay, so in our today highlights, we are going to cover the rollout of the improved pagination experience. I will explain how it's going to be the default one with the August release. We'll share with you a demo on the links to PDF in Paywall. We'll share with you an improvement and more accuracy while we are matching services available from CDI by matching again using multiple ISBN, multiple identifier. More improvement that we did to the area of the safe search email and allowing the user to add a notification to name the safe search, the alert email. Share with you some UX improvement coming from the idea regarding showing list of version, and also some improvement to the forms. And then we will go ahead into a specific Primo VE updates. Before we start, let's put the timeline with regarding to Primo backoffice. We're talking about the Primo August release, which was released to the sandbox on July 18. Will be available in 2 weeks from now for the multi-tenant environment, and by the middle of August for local Primo customer. We will also, with regarding to Primo VE, we'll cover the highlights that regarding to July and August release. As you can see, July was already in production. August was released to the sandbox again 2 days ago on Sunday. I also want to highlight that we have in the Primo VE twice a year full indexing. So at the moment, Primo VE full indexing is in process, will be completed for all customers by August. Okay, so the improved pagination experience. This one I've already shared a demo in the last What's New session, and it was already available for you to look. We also see customers going live with the new pagination. The new pagination method is actually allowing the user to have to define to increase the number of results per page to either 25 or 50, and we've released it earlier, and now we are making this new pagination be the default one for all customers in Primo. This is going to be released in both Primo VE and August, and enabled by default for all customers. Having said that, I also want to mention, so in order to make it available by default for all, previously when we released it, there was a list of known issues. We've managed to resolve all of them, so you can be more secure with this having this the default method. The only one that left is while you're opening a new tab, we won't save the user setting from the previous tab. So this is something that was very complex to resolve, the shared session over there. So this is the only non-issue left, and currently still is. This was regarding the improved pagination. Now, the feature that now I want to share with you is the option to show links to PDF within the brief results to PDF that are coming from Paywall. With this integration, with the integration that we did now with Paywall, user can quickly access from the brief results directly the access to the PDF that is in Paywall. The way that it is working is while Primo fetching the search results, we will trigger another call to the Paywall service with records that have DOI, with articles that have DOI identifier. So based on a match using the DOI, we will get from the Paywall service an indication whether this article has a full text in Paywall, and if so, we will be able to display this link to PDF in Paywall. And this feature, this one click to the PDF in Paywall, is going to be released in both Primo and Primo VE in the August release. Now, before I do the demo, I just want to mention a few things. So as I said, we are introducing a new PDF, both in the brief results and both in the full records. If you want this service, you need to enable that. I've already mentioned the PDF will be displayed if we found the match based on DOI. We also intend to present a PDF link in the My Favorites. So if users save the records to his favorites, if it's a guest user using the My Favorites, it will be managed to see the PDF. For signed-in user that later sign in, the PDF link will be only available in the November release. Okay, this is a leftover, and we declare it as a non-issue. We will solve it for the next release. Now let's go ahead and do a demo. Okay, oops, it's opened here. Just move it here. Okay, so I'm searching for this Turkish journal zoology legs. As I can see, that at the first article, there is a PDF link. If I'm clicking on that link, I'm going directly to the PDF of the article. So really, patron can now have access to those articles that were identified as found in the Paywall storage, and here are the other PDF. So as I said, we are seeing this in the brief results. I will open the full display. The link will appear as well here. And if I will add this to my favorites, okay, as a guest, I will manage to see that. But as I said, if I signed in and add it to the favorites, the next time that I will access my favorites, it won't appear. Only from the November release, we will complete this. Gap. So this was regarding to the links to PDF. Okay. Now let's go ahead to the next. Next that I want to share with you is an improvement that we did, more accuracy matching in order to allow more services available from CDI to be visible in the View Online area. So far, before this enhancement, while we are sending a match to the URL resolver to find the electronic services that are available for these records, we used to match only on top of the first ISBN or EISBN. Now with this enhancement, we are matching against the multiple identifiers up to 10. So having doing that, we will be able to see more services based on this multiple ISBN, based on matching of multiple ISBN. So this is an example for a record with multiple ISBN. Before this enhancement, I didn't manage to see this Taylor and Francis electronic services, and with the enhancement, now this electronic services is available. So we are sending to the URL resolver, ALMA or SFX, a multiple identifier. Again, this is available in Primo VE and in Primo in the August release. Next is improvement that was initiated in the idea. We didn't implement the idea exactly as requested, but we got the inspiration from that. What we wanted to achieve here, that when users are trying to save a query, and when there turn on notification in order to activate the alert email if there are new search results for specific queries that they are interested in, now we've added a new field called notification name. It's an optional, it's not a mandatory, but they can give it a name. and they can go ahead and better organize with using this name. They saved the alerts in Primo, and they also better identify the alert mail when they will get it based on this notification name. So we wanted to help them better organize saved queries, the patrons, and we also wanted to solve the issue when you are using a long query with many filters. The description of the query on the filters was part of the title of the alert email. If a user intends to add a notification name, it will be able to see this one, notification name, instead of the long description of the query. It's maybe more readable for the user to understand. So this was the idea with this new notification name. It's going to be available in Primo August release, and for Primo VE it was delayed due to other commitments to the first quarter of 22. Okay, so next is more UX improvement that we are doing, also coming from the idea. We wanted to make the list of version page more clear to the patron. Few changes that we did. One of them is if a user click on see all version, we want to, since the page is very similar to the search result page, we added a title and then it's showing the list of version just to put the user on the context. This is one thing, and the other thing that was coming from the idea is the option to add the button of the back to search results. Previously, without this button, if user want to go back to the search result, it could have eliminated the list of version in the filter. But this is not really an intuitive name. It could also go back, click on the back of the back arrow of the browser. But with this, adding this back to search results, we are more aligned to the other standard in Primo, like in the citation trail or in the book review, book chapters pages. We are just hint the user that they're with the search, he can go back here. So we added two to make it more clear for the user. Next, another improvement that we did, mainly in Primo VE, and a complete gap for Primo, is to improve the patron. When patrons submit a request, we improve the workflow by adding the copyright in checkbox within the form, making the copyright checkbox before the user sends a request. Previously, before this enhancement, user used to tend to click on send request. Some user can think that the request was already submitted, and then in a new page they had please click to agree to submit to the terms of the request, and these steps might be forgotten. Now we just added this step as a standard step, as a mandatory checkbox within the request. So for Primo, we've completed the gap doing so for the ILL request. For the resource sharing and digitization request, this was already available as part of the Alma mashup development. And in Primo V, we did it for all of those forms: resource sharing, the ILL, and digitization requests. Okay. Next, I want to share with you, before I just going to the specific Primo V updates, I want to share with you some code example and blog that we just exposed with regarding to the integration with Archive-It. We mainly support this integration with Archive to help NYArch that they used to have this integration with Archive-It on top of their classic interface, and we help them to achieve this integration with Archive-It on top of the new UI. This is the code example here is actually code that can be used and can be taken into the customization package. And this could be another example of how to integrate with external data. Okay, this is an example, how can I integrate with external data And I also want to mention, before I explain deeply what it is all about, is that in the Igloo Developer Day at end of August, our Primo developer will explain more about this. So you are welcome also to join the Developer Day to hear his session about it. Mainly what we did here is now using this code example with a bit changes, because this code is based for a specific customer. And now doing so, you can actually integrate search results, as you can see here, from Archive-It. Archive-It is a web archiving services and web archiving services on the web, and they have an API. I think it's a little bit slow, this API. This is also something that we choose to do in the customization and not part of the configuration. The integration is all about, while you are searching, while the user type a search, a query and search, besides of the results that are retrieved from Primo, on top of the search result, we will also present them. We will also present results that are coming from Archive-It. We will take only one result and give a links to go ahead to link out to see more services. So this is all about. And this is, as I said, you're welcome to use this one as an inspiration. And if you want specific integration with Archive-It, you can also be inspired and think of external data that you want to integrate into Primo, and this could be one of the examples how to achieve that. So this is was about integration with Archive-It. Now, specifically for the Primo VE, so far I've shared features that were common to Primo and Primo VE with August release, and now I would like to just summarize what more was released. So in July, we also in Primo VE, I released the improved search query with the hyphens. This was also released last quarter in Primo. This was a nurse enhancement. We also improved the request form, giving the library more option to configure the request forms. I will show a dedicated slide on that. We expose a new download option within the My Library cards request. So user can download the digitized content from the My Library. We'll share a dedicated slide. We're now supporting for customization for local fields and display for CN Mark as well. In August release for Primo VE, we are introducing two new discovery roles besides the discovery admin. We'll share a dedicated slide as well. We will show you how the integration with the search webhooks is being improved. We improved the way the link to the resource, we improved the visibility of that, making it displaying the how to get it section. And also, as I explained, we also moved the copyright statement into the request form. Okay, now more details about the NERS that we've released in July for Primo VE about the improved request form. With this enhancement to you, we are helping you, the library, to build the form so you can guide the user more while filling the request, more explanation. One thing that you can do now, you can define in the digitization request or booking request or purchase request, which fields are going to be the mandatory fields. So you will help the user fill the correct metadata. So you can define the mandatory fields. More is you can also add to the request description, the form description, as you can see the information tooltip here. Okay, you able to add the description and also an option to link out. Okay, you will be able to have a code of HTML to link out from the request. And another option will be a generic checkbox to add. A generic checkbox to add where you can custom the label. As you can see here, you can custom the label of the user you can, while building the request form, custom the label, and we will pass, while user check this, we will pass the checkbox within the, we will pass the checkbox within the notification, within the requester note. So this was about improve the request form. View digitized content in the My Library card. With this enhancement, we have a new download option. We are going to introduce to the patron now in the My Request digital requests that were completed. So far, the user, when the requests were completed, used to get an email from the library, and within this email, he got a link to download. So beside of the email, now patron can also, while tracking the request, monitoring, go ahead to this ILL request and see first the maximum number of views that it can use, maximum number to download, and it can also have this download option here. So more ways for the user to access the data. Next is we are exposing more option, more discovery configuration options for other library staff. We used to have only one role, discovery admin, where he had access to all of the discovery configuration in Alma. And coming from the idea, we also exposing now two new roles. One is, we call it the view management, where you can grant permission to other staff in the library, and they will be responsible to the view related configuration. There will be an option to determine on the request form or the search profile of views. So this will be one option. And another role, more limited, we call it the discovery operator limited, where we are giving permissions access to specific tools. For instance, tools like Resource Recommender, for the dedupe and further test utility, or managing tags. So you can also have others in the library access those specific tools, so and use their expertise in those data related, like Resource Recommender, and help you configure that. Okay, so this was, as I said, coming from the idea, and with the August release in Primo VE, more options, more roles to configure. Another thing that I want to share here is regarding improving the integration with external data using Search Webbook. So another way to integrate with external data is to implement a Search Webbook. Here in the example, we have Newsbank as a vendor that chooses to implement the Search Webbook, and now Primo customer can search the contents in Newsbank within Primo. And while they were opening the full record, clicking on the check for availability services, the link, the read document link was only available in the link section. With this enhancement, we put the read document link also available in the how to get it section. As you can see here, this is something that we got a feedback either from Newsbank and also from you in the idea, and we've managed to add those links, link to resource to be displayed in the how to get it. This will be relevant to anyone that is implementing the Search Webbooks, more visible, more option to navigate easily to the read document. Okay. So far I covered everything that I wanted to share with you regarding what is coming in this quarter, and what is coming next in the next quarter is we have a project of quick links. So we are going to enhance the exposure to PDF or HTML full text using assisting data that we are getting, links that we are getting from the publisher. So you will be seeing more links within the brief results and more options for the user to quickly access to the full text, to the PDF full text of an article. So this one thing that is coming. There is another nurse that is about making you exposing configuration for custom languages. Today, for the language facet, and also in the full record details when you have a language there, if we are not familiar with the language code within the data, we used to display an undefined for this language. Now you will be able to have a custom language table where you can enter more codes, and we will support the code that will be part of this configuration. Specifically, we also cover the OSLang configuration to answer the need of the Australian region over there. Okay, another NERSC enhancement is exclude ebooks from CDI upon duplication. This NERSC was started as a suggestion to have avoid duplication from local and central data. And while discussing with the Primo working group, while estimate this NERSC, we thought to solve this duplication, understanding that the duplication are coming when we have ebooks from CDI and from local. So the option to solve it is that we are going to have per collection an option to exclude specific ebooks from CDI while we are allowing book chapters and other from that collection. And so this will be the direction to solve this duplication. So this is also coming in November for both Primo and Primo VE. In collection discovery, we are going to provide more search options. We're going to allow a search from the search bar from the collection lobby. So you can search across all collection. And also while you are entering a specific collection page and search, the search is for the specific level. If the user is not satisfied with the search result, it will be suggested to expand the search to other collection. So another way, another search option for the user to get to the collection item that he desires. Another NERSC enhancement that is coming in the next quarter, released first for Primo VE, is the Add Journal coverage to the brief results. We are going to display within the brief results a summary of the coverage of the summary for the local journal, local journals. We are going to have a journal coverage over there. This is going to be released in either November or December for Primo VE, and for the Primo customer, it's going to be only on the first quarter of 2022. Because we were pending in ALMA, and this is really a complex and development. We are working out in few sprints, and this will be released into also Q1 of 2022 for Primo. Another ALMA NERSC enhancement that is coming is the best location in the brief results and in the get it. So far, for the location, you have two options to configure how the priority, the order of the location, either by IP or alphabetic order. Now we are going to give the library an option to define the order to give priority for the locations and to the libraries to be displayed. And while displaying the location within the availability line in the brief, we will consider that order. So it will be in the brief results and also in the get it. While we are sharing the location, we will also consider this prioritized order. And in Primo VE specifically, we will do it per view. We will allow this configuration to be per view. So this is what's coming next. And now, before we will go into your questions, we will have additional some slide of additional news. We would like to update you that we have like more than 100 libraries that are live using the GoVe process. So if you haven't tried it, or we just want to share with you that others are trying, and it's a successful process, and you can find information And if you are finding information, you look for information, we also want to share with you that we have a LibGuide, a specific LibGuide for Primo VE. So you are welcome also to go ahead and check a useful configuration for that. It's also, we also want to remind you that for the Primo VE, you have the live chat that you can use with our support. And remind you that Igloo is coming end of August. The program is not finalized, but will be finalized soon. Either presenting some updates. We will be there also in the developer there, presenting some concepts. So you are welcome to share, to be there. And also we put some links for upcoming webinars, some upcoming recording if you need for the GoVe. For joining this session, I hope that it is informative enough. While now you are briefly going into the release notes and implementing the feature. Give us feedback. You see that your feedback is counted and we are looking at your ideas. And I hope that you will have a good summers and a vacation. And see you at the Igloo and the next webinars. Thank you.